What is going on, everyone? As the title says, welcome to another Ship My Cards Mail Day. I'm pretty excited for this because there's a few really important PC cards in this lot that I'm really keen to look at, and it is a lot smaller than my typical Ship My Cards orders. You can sort of see the box here. The boxes that I usually get, shipped home are like, 4 times that size, and the reason why I had these shipped home as opposed to keeping them there for the months that I do over in the Ship My Cards account is because there's a card show coming up in Asia. I'm going to a wedding in Hong Kong in December, and it just so happens to align with the card show. And this card show is meant to be as big as the National. I'll put a link down to the Instagram page for that show down below, and you guys can sort of see for yourself. Almost, every single manufacturer, every grader, anyone from a business perspective within this hobby is going to be there. They're looking at having, over 400 to 500 tables from what I understand. It's meant to be bigger than the National, apparently. It's the first time they're ever running it. And it looks absolutely insane. So I'm trying to save my money for that, which is why I'm trying to stop my spending, which is why I got these shipped home, because having those cards sit there in my account make it really tempting to sort of add more to it to then build a bigger stockpile of cards to ship home to try and save some money. So I'm really looking forward, to that show, because if you guys don't know, Asia has, big time collectors, whether it be soccer cards, basketball, all that sort of stuff. They have, some of the best cards in the world. And as you guys know, I'm trying to build out my flawless soccer collection for my PC. I'm expecting to have a lot of that, there. So I'm trying to save the cash to try and pick some things up there. So just keep that in mind. You might not see too many mail days between now and December, but this stuff is pretty exciting. So let's get straight into it. Now, like I said, this is basically one graded card box worth of cards. I've already taken them out because I didn't realize there was tape on that box as well. But this was essentially things that I purchased, a bit of a sneak peek as to what's to come across, 4 separate purchases. This big pile you're seeing here is from one seller, and I bought this whole pile of cards. You can sort of see everything that's there because I only wanted one. Now, the seller wouldn't sell me the one card individually. He had this priced quite high initially. It is Willian. He is a Chelsea legend, in my opinion. Played a lot of games for Brazil, played a little bit for Arsenal, didn't have too much of a successful stint with them. But something that I was really interested in for one card. He wouldn't sell me that, so I decided to buy the whole thing. I got it for about $150 USD, including postage, if I remember correctly. And I think the one card that I wanted was worth that alone. And I can easily make my money back, off selling everything else if I choose to do that. Now, what's interesting with this is I wasn't aware that these were all pretty much in one touches, which is going to give me a bit more of a return on this sort of stuff as well. But from what I recall, he had a giant string here of Select 1516, I think it was, of the rainbow, and I think it is 1516. Yes, it is, which I believe was first year Select for soccer. So you've got the pink one here, which is 12 of 20. You then got the maroon, which I believe that is. Now, apologies, my camera is pretty poor for my down camera, so if you guys can't see the cards too clearly, I do apologize. That is 78 of 99. You then got the green, which I think is out of 5. Yes, it is 2 out of 5. So I think that should sell pretty well. You then got a purple, which is out of 99. Camo, I think they're out of 249 back then. And then an orange, which is out of 149. So he was obviously working on the rainbow. We then have, I think this is 16, 17 Select, so third year, which is 4 of 10, which is pretty cool, right? And it looks like that was that a thicker cardstock year for Select? Interesting. Either way, gold insert. I'm not sure what gold parallel this is referred to as, but 4 out of 10, not too bad. Again, stainless steel card in there. I've never really owned one of these before. I think that's 14 of 50. I think it's limited to 50, I guess is what it's referring to. I've never paid too much attention to these because they didn't really interest me. That's from Impeccable, if I remember correctly, 1920. That stuff doesn't really appeal to me. I'll probably sell that one as well. Again, when I looked at the listing, I completely ignored most of these cards. So I really only looked at for the one card that I did want to buy, which I'll show you in a sec. But I'm sort of seeing this now. I don't even know what Treble Soccer was. That must have been another one-off thing that Panini released. That is numbered out of 75, 36 out of 75. You can sort of see there near his hand. And then I think this is 15, 16 Select as well. If I remember the pattern, yes it is. So first year Select for soccer, 6 of 25. Piece of his Brazil kit. It says player worn, not match worn. But again, I'll probably sell that one. Someone will like that. And again, make some of my money back. I'm not sure what set this is from. Aficionado. It looks like it says Panini Aficionado 2016-17. Didn't even know that set existed. Panini did a bunch of weird things for soccer where they had a lot of one-off sets. They did that for other sports too, but for soccer, they seem to go through a huge run of doing that. This is just look like some kind of blue-purple insert. Don't really care about that. 2018 World Cup Prism. Don't know what parallel that is, but it's number 13 of 40. Apologies if you can hear my daughter crying in the background. You've then got a blue insert here, blue Prism, I should say, from Prism 2019-20, so that's out of 199. Panini Black Gold, which I think was another one-year product release for soccer, 24 out of 35. An okay looking card, but one that will be getting sold. Optic Donruss, it looks like. I forget what this is referred to as, laser parallel or something like that, right? 24 out of 125. And then looks like a Topps card in here. UEFA Champions League, 19 out of 25. I will likely sell that one as well. This one is from Immaculate, is number 22 out of 50. I think it's the bronze insert, or bronze parallel, I should say. And it is match worn, it says there on the back, which is pretty cool. And that is a Chelsea kit. So me being a Chelsea fan, I might keep that one. If not, I'll sell it. This is pretty cool. So I did own a lot of these back in the day. So this is from 2015 Donruss. I busted a lot of this product. What was interesting about 2015 Donruss is that the print runs were crap. So you'd buy a bunch of boxes from a case and you'd get the same autos every single time. So I had a bunch of these. I think the last time I sold one of these was maybe 12 months ago, and I got like $50, $60 Australian, which will go a long way to making my money back. You've then got one card over here that I'm going to burn most likely because I am a Chelsea fan, as you guys know. Arsenal, one of our biggest rivals. 29 out of 29. This is the Troy ounce silver plate. I'm not a huge fan of these. I don't like them. I will sell it. I'm not sure if an Arsenal fan will want it because his stint at Arsenal was terrible. But again, it is what it is. But this is the reason why I bought this lot, and this is what I value, the whole lot at. I think this card's worth at least $150 USD. They would sell for more in certain instances, sometimes sell for less, but very rarely. But it is another flawless soccer pickup, and I don't currently have a patch order of Willian, and you can see here that it's a beautiful card. It is the base version, 15 out of 25. There's also the ruby, the emerald, and the gold, and then the black 1 of 1. But it's pretty nice. And the reason why I bought it, right, some of you guys will say, well, why would you buy a higher parallel? Well, firstly, you can see on my shelf over there, I'm sort of buying everything and anything for flawless soccer that's Chelsea related or Italy related. But that's a piece of his number. And what you guys that maybe don't understand soccer too much is that the numbers are printed like that, right? That's what the numbers look like when they're on the jersey. They're not stitched or anything like that. So Panini obviously didn't know what they were doing, even though they are an Italian company for the most part, when they were making some of this sort of stuff, because there's a number of players in the flawless set that have really awesome patches in the lower numbered or the higher numbered parallels, right? And then you go to the greens and the golds and they've got crap patches within them, which has always been wild to me to see, but I thought this was a nice one to look at. I don't currently have a patch order of Willian. I do have a gold autograph of him. I just really like his signature as well. So can never have too many of these. Match worn, as always, with Flawless Soccer. Now, the next two purchases are also Flawless Soccer, and they also are very interesting pickups. So the other one is the better one of the two. I'll likely sell this one now because I sort of bid on this out of FOMO. But this is a Diego Costa. The one touch is trash, but Diego Costa from the same insert, and it is again a piece of the number, and I believe it's the piece of the number 9. And the way you can sort of figure that out is because at the base of the numbers on the Premier League jerseys, they have the lion with the crown, and that's where it's positioned on the 9, if I remember correctly. It's either the 1 or 9. He wore number 19. 7 of 25. So again, happy to keep that. I already have a patch order of this guy. I already have sold the game of this guy. But I'll either keep it or sell it. It was a sort of a FOMO buy because I purchased that through Card Hobby, which I'm going to do a review on for you guys in the coming weeks, because I think it's a really good website to buy some cool stuff for. But I bought a really cool pickup for my collection, right? I picked up an autograph, a patch order of a guy that I don't have one yet for Flawless Soccer. And the way Card Hobby works is that it costs you $35 USD, regardless of how many items you have to ship back to the States. So I'd already won this one card. I was like, okay, let's just bid on this because I got this for $100 USD or $99 USD, if I remember correctly, which again is pretty cheap. But the big item that I won that I'm really freaking happy to add to my PC is this one over here. So this is an Oscar. It is 2 of 10. It's the gold patch auto. It's a beautiful card. It looks like it's got, no issues whatsoever from the photos that I could see. Maybe bottom left corner is slightly raised, hard to tell. But a beautiful card nonetheless. And again, I don't have anything of this guy right now. He's another one of these guys that signed beautiful autos within this set. He's another Chelsea fantastic player. He didn't stay too long at the club, unfortunately. And I'm going on a bit of a rant now to explain why I buy the cards, but some of you guys have told me you like that. Now, I'm pretty sure what you're seeing there is a piece of the Samsung logo on the front of those jerseys. He's obviously got some really cool patches in some other cards, but they're very expensive. But the one reason why I sort of chased this was because his auto is fantastic. And what's unfortunate for him with some of his cards is his auto often goes off the card. This is one of the few where it stayed on the card. Willin also has that problem. You can sort of see with Willin's case, it's a giant freaking auto. But this one was all on basically staying on the card, and it was too good to sort of pass up. So I might send that off to get graded eventually, but I just thought this was a must-have. I think it cost me like, I want to say like $260 USD. I sold a few things, so technically it only cost me like $50 or $60 USD out of pocket. But even regardless of that, it's an awesome card to add to my PC. So that's going to get put into a one-touch and put on the shelf, you know, with the rest. But super chuffed to have that, because his stuff does sell for a fair bit of money, especially in China, because he's still playing in China. He left Chelsea quite early in his career. I think it was when he was like 27 or something along those lines. So sort of left at the peak of his career, and he's playing in China. So the Chinese obviously like to collect him, which is why his stuff sells for so much. So like I said, won that, decided to throw that in there as well to get 2 things shipped home for an affordable price and then go from there. Now, the last thing that I've bought is probably the oldest card that I now own, and that is a Franz Beckenbauer rookie card. This is in SGC2, as you can see here, and a very nice looking card, but there is one unfortunate thing here that I don't think PWCC mentioned. So I actually bought this from Jason, and you can sort of see what I'm referring to there. Look at those bumps on the freaking card itself. That's ridiculous. I don't think that was noticed within their listing. So let me have a chat to Jason on that, because he basically won it and said he knew I was chasing one of these Beckenbauers for quite some time. Are you interested in buying it? I said I was, and I don't think that damage was there, because we thought this was a good chance of getting a high grade. But that's really shit, because that's really freaking bad. Look at that. That's crazy. And I don't think that was disclosed, and it did look like it was a tough grade on that, but now it makes sense why I got a 2. Now, regardless, still a cool card to have in the PC, because this guy is one of the greats of the game, probably top 5 players of all time. But that is really shit to see. I'm actually pretty disappointed about that. Really excited to see that Willie, to now see that is pretty shit. So let me chat to Jason and see what PWCC have to say. But regardless, you know, I'll probably sell this giant stack of cards. I think I can get, you know, at least $150 back USD for this. I think at least, right? I can probably push upwards to 200, which would mean that this card gets paid for, the rest of this card gets paid for, and then we sort of see what we do with this. I might sell it, even though it is a bit of a basic patch. It is part of the number. It is pretty cool if you're a fan of soccer, because it is the number, right? You don't see the cool stuff that you do see with you know, basketball and stuff, where you get the stitching and all that sort of thing. And I should also state that this card was pretty much paid for with some sales that I made at a card show here in Sydney recently, but that's really fucking disappointing, to be honest. Apologies for swearing, but it is what it is. I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.